for an afternoon of beautiful massages here at Emperor's Palace. But on top of that, to meet actor and comedian Orlando Jones. How could I say no? Follow me. Mr. Orlando Jones. All the way from Alabama. Now you meet a girl called Ayanda.
This worked out for me.
And a Roman bath.
This feels like home.
I want to know more about your acting and obviously your comedy. What came first?
Comedy was about entertaining my mom, and I was raised by a beautiful collection of black women, and I was just trying to entertain them most of the time. So I think for me, that's where comedy came from. And then acting sort of came out of that, and I think that partly was my dad. My dad is very funny and does a lot of characters, and somehow I found myself here.
I hear that you might be buying a house in South Africa.
I'm looking for a house in South Africa.
Are you serious?
I'm buying a house in South Africa. I love it. My daughter is funny. She always says, "Daddy, you're going to Africa." I go, "Yes." She goes, "Are there brown people there?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Are there a lot of brown people?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "I want to go there."
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So I definitely want to bring them here and spend some time here, really become a part of this community.
The 2016 Oscars, I would die to go there. And you were there.
I was there.
Of course.
I was there.
But I hear that a lot of high-profile celebrities boycotted it.
That's true.
What is your opinion on that, and how was the experience of the Oscars for you?
I thought it was funny.
Yeah. Really?
I did. It was funny. Well, look, the controversy sort of began with Will and Jada saying that they were going to boycott the Oscars.
Yes.
But they weren't nominated.
Oh.
So they weren't invited. So it's kind of like, and I'm not coming to your party. And they're like, but you weren't invited to the party. That was kind of funny. I thought the diversity conversation was interesting coming out of that. I hope the diversity moves beyond the black and white element.
Yes.
And I think it has to really look at how women's stories aren't being told. Very few women directors, very few successful women producers and writers. There are some. I think we have to look at Muslims and Indians and
that's true.
There's so many people, Asians not included in the conversation, and handicapped people. I really hope that all of these disenfranchised groups get together and that we can affect change as a group, because I think separately we haven't been able to do it.
That's definitely an interesting way of looking at diversity, and I haven't looked at it in that way. And tell me, getting back to your career, I'm sure South Africa is excited. I've seen you in a couple of interviews. What can people expect?
I think they can expect to hear my story. I mean, I'm not a car salesman. You're coming to see my story. If you're not interested in my story, then don't come. And I've been ping-ponging from about 3 different projects. Well, I was Oliver Tambo like 3 weeks ago, and then suddenly I was Mr. Nancy Anansi, the African Spider God, and then now I'm back doing a one-man show. So there's like a lot going on.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, Orlando, I'm looking forward to your one-man show.
Oh,
and
thank
so
you.
much more from you.
Thank you, thank you.
Let's toast to a beautiful day.
Absolutely.